Hi, my tubies, my Teletubbies. It's me, Sheila Truelove, truly loving you. Like I said, every now and again, I always like to do a live video so you can see that I do look similar to the pictures that I post. Of course, I don't have all the lashes and the makeup thing, but you know a girl knows how to hook it up. I know how to get it hooked up. Anyway, I wanted to share a video with you that I found to be so necessary and so important. Because a lot of the times in life, we tend to take our loved ones or even our friends for granted. You know, when you look at or if you've heard about the Kobe Bryant situation, how he was here today and he was gone tomorrow, he had no idea that while he was traveling on that plane, that would be his last day. All of his loved ones who he may have had grudges with or animosity towards. You know, life is it's no. We have got to show our loved ones, especially our families, how much we value them and how much we love them. Because something like what happened to Kobe Bryant, if you're a person who drives a car, you could get in a car accident today or tomorrow. You could be walking down the street and be in the middle of a drive-by shooting. And what I'm about to share with you from Jay Shetty is something that really it struck me. It hit me deeply. And considering that it hit me so deeply, I figured let me share this with my tubies because I think this is important. Okay? So take a look at this.
How's work been?
It's all right. How about you?
It's been good. Have you seen Mom lately?
Not lately, no.
I saw her last week. She really misses you. She talks about you more than anyone else.
Yeah?
I'm going next week to see her. Do you want to come with me?
I'll let you know.
Now take note how this is his mom who has texted him, his mom who's phone called him. She's trying to FaceTime him. He has no time for her whatsoever. Okay? But as we go further in the video, watch how he has so much time for any and everything else. But his own mother? Yeah. Yeah, that's a huge problem for me. That is something that is definitely a pet peeve for Sheila Truelove. I don't like the way people could throw away their parents, especially their mother, but they will sit there and they are so willing to stay with men who abuse them. And I'm speaking mainly to the females and even the males because I have my girlfriend. She is the sweetest woman ever. You tubies we've been friends for like 37 years. She's not a drinker, a drug person, cross nobody's boundaries. She's the best. And she has a son who lived with her until he was well in his 30s. And the moment that son got married, his wife didn't like, let me just put this down for a moment. His wife didn't like his mother. So, would you believe she hardly ever hears from him anymore? Why? Because his wife, she's the type of person that she's an attention addict. She wants all the attention on her. She doesn't want him to take time to, not even his sister. Him and his sister were like this, like this. But now that he got married to this female, mom, sister, they're not even put on the back burner. They're out of the picture. And that to me is it's wrong. Especially when I see and I get so many phone calls and so many emails from women who are being abused by their partners. They've created men who have made babies with other women. And these women, and then I look at divorce court and I see how these women are fighting. Listen to me, Tubies, when I tell you, they are fighting with everything that they have to hang on to these no good dust mites. These men, if they're not abusing the women physically, then they are abusing them mentally and emotionally. And yet these women will still hang on to these dudes. And then when you ask them, why is it that you're putting up with this? I know I don't have to even tell you what their answer is, Tubies, do I? You know the number one answer that they all say, because I, say it with me, love him. But you didn't put up with the stuff coming from your mother. I thought you loved her too. So if you loved your mother so much, why is it that you were willing to throw her away when she wasn't doing even a fraction of the things that this person is constantly doing to you, constantly disrespecting you, looking and lusting after other women, letting you do the heavy lifting in the relationship? Constantly, it's like he ignores you. When you talk, he's not even listening half the time. Not willing to spend real quality time with you, not really, unless, of course, unless you keep that money coming, you keep that money flowing. Yeah, he's willing to help you with your kids. Keep that money coming, sweetheart. You'll put up with all of this abuse from some dude, or in my girlfriend's case, her son, from some female. But when it comes to your parents, your mother, you could throw her away at the drop of a hat, or before you could even spell the word throw away. That's heartbreaking to me. You know why that hurts me so much? Because your parents were there for you when you couldn't do anything for yourself. You know, when you're a baby, what can you do for yourself? Let's think about that for a brief moment. Nothing. When you're an adolescent, nothing. A teenager, nothing, except for go out there in the world and be taken advantage of and somebody turn you into a prostitute. Your mom, especially your mom, was right there, man, on the scene, on the job, when you had nothing. And now these other people come into your life when you're making money, when you could do for yourself, when you have material things, when you got it going on. Of course they're going to be around. Your parents, your mom, lose all of it. Lose every single thing you have. And see if your mama is not going to still be there for you. She's going to be right there, loving you, trying to build you up and make you become stronger than what you were, and let you see that one monkey certainly don't stop no show. You can trust and believe that that's what mom is going to do for you. But you don't have time. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking.
Tell your friend to sit down, Ryan, so I can go out again. They're winning. It's fine.
So Hoover and McCray.
Now, I just want you to take notice how he has time for all of these people. But when it comes to his parent, oh, I'm busy, or I'm so tired. But look at how they have time for all of this.
Yes. Yes. Ouch. You were wave shaping college? Really? Did you play?
Oh, more like I was in the school play.
And don't forget to listen to what type of conversation they're having, because I want to hear what they talk about that's so important that they talk about with their so-called friends. I want to hear their conversation. What's so all that? I want to hear it.
Oh, so people pick numbers, and then you guys are gonna have a thing, whatever. Yeah.
Hi, David. It's Mom. I'm just calling to say hi. Call me when you can, okay? Miss you. Bye. Oh, so
Wait, you guys I thought you said
He got time for all of these females laughing and giggling, and as long as he's spending money on them, they're going to have time for him. As long as he's giving them what they want, they're going to make time and giggle and laugh all up in his face, blow smoke in his butt, all the above. But you saw how when his mom was calling, he looked at the message, he saw it was his mother. He totally discarded that. So he could go back to this.
Oh yeah. That was a good move.
That's where I'd be Singing? Yeah. Hey sis, what's up?
Have you talked to Mom lately?
Not lately, no.
Yesterday I was at the hospital with her. Little thing in your
Hospital?
With that. The doctor says that she has Alzheimer's.
Is everything okay?
Mom has Alzheimer's. She didn't even recognize me.
What?
I don't know what to do. Can you come here?
Mom has Alzheimer's and she can't even recognize her own daughter. But when she could recognize her children, he was nowhere around. This could also be like my mom. My mom died of breast cancer. I was close to my mother. That please forget all, baby. Please, if you saw how close I was to my mom, you would have said, "Don't you guys a little too close?" No. I called my mother almost every day. We didn't have FaceTime back then when my mom was alive where I could do video camera. How hard is it to do a video chat with your parents? I mean, come on already.
I'll be right over.
I know people who've been through this exact situation. Imagine telling someone you love them, but they don't even recognize who you are. Imagine now being able to pick up a call or call that person, but for them to not recognize the history. It is so rare to have love in our lives. It's even more rare to have people around us that really care for us and that support us. But we're so busy looking for love in other areas that we forget the people who love us that are right there in front of us.
And that is so important. You forget about the people who love you, genuinely love you. That's right there in front of your face. But you don't appreciate that because you're so busy taking them for granted. Oh, they'll always be there. Oh, I could treat them any old kind of way. They'll get over it.
We think to ourselves that we have time. There'll be another chance. We believe that people will always be around until something like this happens. Don't take people for granted.
Thank you.
They may love you forever, but they may not be around forever. When someone's trying to keep in touch, whether it's a message they send us, whether it's them trying to call us, when we're busy, all of that seems like a burden. It seems like stress. It seems like pressure. But when we recognize that that moment may never happen again in the future, we learn to value it. We learn to appreciate it. We learn to recognize how truly valuable and priceless it is. Appreciate what you have before it turns into what you had.
Hello, hello. I could not have said it better. In fact, that's what I say to my. I have a Post-it. You know, I don't know if you've been inside my house or whatever, and I've shown you. You've seen Post-its. I keep Post-its like right near my mirror. When I get dressed in the morning, I have Post-its right near my mirror because I know every day I'm gonna have to look in that mirror, and I have positive, uplifting Post-its that's right there. And one of the things that I have is appreciate the things you have before it becomes what you had. You know, and when you have a parent that's a loving parent, and of course you went through some changes with your parents. I'm sorry, I just got through eating some bacon. Bacon and broccoli because I'm doing this meat vegetable thing, whatever. But you have a parent who loves you. Like I love my son and my daughter like you can never imagine. Really, I do. Um, they don't treat me like they value me. You know, when you value something, a person would definitely know that. And I'm sure there's a lot of tubies out there who have issues with their parents, their mother. But you also had issues with your partner, your marriage partner. But you're still right there with them. I'm sure there's times that your marriage partner or your partner have done things to get on your last nerve. They have said things to you. They have done things to you that was not acceptable and should never be tolerated, but yet you're still right there, aren't you? But when it comes to your parents, especially when it comes to mothers, daughters, I get so many calls, to be so many calls blowing up my phone. Women who got issues with their mom. I hate her. She's a bitch. She's a narcissist. And then they tell me about the dude that they're with. And of course, I'm just here. I'm listening. I'm just listening. And I hear you. And times I gotta try to put on the mask. Yeah, because I could either choose to put on this goddamn mask or I could tell you the truth of how I really feel about that. And you know me, I'm not one to sit up here and blow smoke up my tubies behind, because the reason you called me or text me or send me those emails is because you want the truth. And I do tell them the truth. And do you know how many tubies I have had to send me a text where they did get in contact with their parents and they're back on good terms with their parents? They're back on good terms. Do you know how many tubies I have sending me, that notification button that you press, and every time somebody says something on your channel, it comes to me. Sheila, thank you so much. You have helped me so much. You have helped me to be a stronger woman. I went out, another tubies, I went out and got a job, girl. Because when you said the things you said about sitting around here depending on some dust mite or some dude, not good. I even had other tubies who did get on the phone and call their mom. Some of them still got their mom who's kind of angry at them because they done some things to their mom. But all in all, I have these tubies who are so grateful. And that makes me feel good to know that I am definitely making a difference and helping to change people's lives for the better. Because when all is said and done, your mom, your dad, well, I can't speak on dads because they're so, bye. I'm an ebony woman, so most of the dads are not in our lives anyway. They're gone, whatever. But when it comes to your mom, be grateful that she stuck around. She did a job that she's not designed to do. And as you saw in this video, he had time for everything else. He had time for everybody else. His sister was the only one that was still checking up on mom. Now, when it comes time for him to want to go and visit her, well, that's nice when you finally decided to come around and feel that I was worth half of something. Yeah, but guess what? I have Alzheimer's now. I won't even remember that. Or guess what? I have cancer now. So, the point of my video, it's important for you to know you need to stop taking people for granted and love the people who, the first command with the promise, if things are going to go well for you, watch how you treat your parents. That's the first command. The first command is not watch how you treat some husband or watch how you treat some man or some dude, that things are going to go well for you. That's not the first commandment with the promise. So the more I read that Bible and the more I start to analyze things and meditate on, the number one thing is my mom. And I feel good. My mom passed away, but that was my best friend. I feel good. I have moments where I feel bad and I think about some of the things I did because I didn't understand. I didn't understand. But after all is said and done, when my mom passed away, she had nothing but good things to say about me. She even wrote a letter so that when she's gone, I could always read that letter over and over and over again. Because I loved my mother. I didn't say it. I didn't talk about it. I was about it. I spent time with my mom. I talked to her almost every day. It was almost annoying to her making I couldn't help it because I loved her so much. And she was my best friend. She really literally was my best friend. But anyway, I thought I'd share that with you because I felt and I still feel that it's very important. So if you have issues with your mom, and if you had a good dad who was on point with you and had your back, you know what I'm saying? And you guys had some difficulties, work through that, get past it. The same way you get through it when you're in a bad relationship with a dude. Or you have a female who hates your mother. Personally, me, you crazy as hell. I was almost ready to use profanity. You don't like my mom? You don't get along with my mom? Yeah, we're going to have a serious problem here. And I understand that the Bible says the reason a man, he will leave his mother and his father, and he will cleave and stick unto his wife. And I get that. And you should not leave your wife just because your mother and her don't get along. At the same time, don't cherry pick the scriptures. Because the Bible also says numerous times throughout that Bible, honor your parents. Obey your parents. If you want things to go well for you, watch how you treat your parents. It don't say nothing about no wife or whatever. You don't leave your wife if she does not get along with your parents. You just let her stay on that side, but you go and visit your parents. You don't have to put them together. At the same time, you don't just throw your mom away because she don't like your mom. Really? Or because he don't like your mother. Okay, so you don't get along? I'll make sure that you guys don't come in contact with each other. That's all. It's that simple. But if you honestly think for one iota of a moment that I'm going to throw away my mom or my dad, who was amazing to me, you need to think again, and you must be smoking some crazy drugs, dude. Because that ain't never going to happen. You don't get along with her, I'll keep you guys away. I'm going to take time for at least once a week to either visit my mom or we're going to do video chat. Because sometimes people get caught up, especially if you got kids and you got a busy schedule. Everybody got time to do a freaking video chat. And at least go and see your parents at least once every 2 weeks. I remember my son said, Mom, everybody have different love languages. There's different ways that makes a person feel loved. What is it, Mom, he said, that makes you feel loved? And I explained to him, when it comes to me being with a man, what makes me feel loved is the way he protects me and provides for me. He protects me. He keeps me out of harm's way. He's a good provider in terms of he pays the rent, he pays the utilities, he pays for the food, he takes care of the necessities. Okay? That makes me feel loved by a man. And by the way he is going to, not only the Bible says, 1 Timothy 5:8, anyone who does not provide for his own is like a person who is without faith. You're just a atheist. So provide don't only mean financially, but the way he provides for me spiritually, that makes me feel loved from a man. Now, when it comes to my children, what makes me feel loved in this love language is how much time they're willing to spend with me. If you have children that don't even want to spend time with you, but they want to claim that they love you, man, you know what? We don't need that. I don't need that kind of love. I can't speak for everyone else. I'm speaking for me. Sheila True Love. You could take that kind of love and you could go shove that, baby. The amount of time my children would want to spend with me is what makes me feel loved. That's my love language. And I understand that you have a lot on your plate, because so do I. You're not the only one who have a life, so do I. But if I could take time out of my schedule and my busyness, come on, let's keep it real here. I got a full-time job, okay? And I work with the legislature. Sometimes I'm working overtime. I don't get out of work until 8, 9 o'clock at night. I get home by 10 o'clock, okay? I write books. I've got my second book I'm working on. I got my first one out there. I have 2 YouTube channels. I have my ministry channel, which I got to do my ministry because we're instructed to do that in the Bible. I have my Christian meetings that I need to attend. I got my Thursday meeting with my women's Bible study group, and then I have Sunday with my congregational meeting. And then I have to try to have some type of social life. So I have my fellowship group that I go to. Actually, I volunteer every other Friday and every other Saturday. I'm volunteering with that. But I do attend it every Friday and Saturday with this fellowship thing, working through issues that I got. So I have my plate that's full and I have a life too. At the same time, if I can manage to take time out for you, why? Because I love you and I feel that, check this out, because I feel that you're worth it. I feel you're worth it. And if you can't treat me like with value, I'm sorry. No, I don't feel the love. Sorry. That's my love language when it comes to my children. How much time are you willing to spend with me? Tell me, what do you think I'm worth? Anyway, this is Sheila True Love, truly loving you. And I just wanted to share that video with you because it's like awareness. It brings forth some awareness because maybe people are just not aware of certain things. Anyway, this is Sheila True Love. I truly love you, and I will see you on the other side. You know how I do. We'll talk again. And remember, darling, in life, you always have a choice. It's all about choices. You get to choose. Bye for now, and I love you. Bye.